Alright, so welcome back to part number 4 about the current state of my video game. And in this part I want to show you two towns that I have built, each one surrounded by a strong town wall that was still common at the time during the early 17th century. And the first one here is the bigger of the two towns, and there are a few unique buildings here as well as in the other town which actually existed during that time, and most of them still exist. The house straight ahead at the end of the street is one of these buildings, which was called the Drudenhaus, and you may guess the purpose of it after a quick peek into one of its rooms. Let's check it out. People who were accused of witchcrafting were incarcerated here, and if we move on we will see another building that belonged to the same compound. And it is also easy to tell what this house was used for. As you can see, that doesn't look too comfortable. And also the bottom room was used for the interrogation and torture of the presumed witches. However, the entire complex only lasted for about 5 years. Established in 1627, it was immediately destroyed after the Swedes came into town in 1632. But now let's leave this unholy place and move on to the center of the town with this huge cathedral and the marketplace. Here's the town foundation. And the pillory, which was used to publicly humiliate delinquents. And here's the marketplace with some market stalls. Here's some blacksmith services offered. Here we have some metal dishes and some pottery. Now let's enter the cathedral. And I think I still have to work on the interior here. You know, this is meant to be a Catholic church, which requires much more pomp and glamour. This still looks way too modest. But let's have a look at another part of the town. And here in the backyard you can see the town wall more closely. And it's even possible to walk on this wall. You know, different sections of the town wall are connected with guard towers so it can be entered. Let's check this out. Okay, hurry. Here again, the backyard of the cathedral and neighboring houses. And actually I don't know how many different kinds of houses I made alone for these two towns. Must be between 15 and 20, I think. And here is the tavern of the town. I already showed this in the very first part of my video series, however, I spiced it up a little bit with some lighting, some candles, and here's the fireplace in the kitchen. Here's a broken barrel in the corner. And here's the last thing I want to show you of this town, which is the harbor. Here's a huge storage house. And this is the quayside, the harbor crane at the end. And we should definitely have a look inside. And you can see that this machine was powered by human power using this treadmill here, which looks like a humdrum job. But anyway, this was the first of the two towns I wanted to show you. So let's move ahead to the second one. Okay, so this is the second town that I made, which is a little smaller compared to the first one, or more compressed I should say. So here's the main road, but let's check the backyards first. Looks a bit savage. However, we live in savage times, so why care about a proper backyard? Let's check the other side as well. And I think we will follow this path across the backyards. There's another house. And a well. And there's the tavern of this town. And I think these taverns will be important locations in the game, where you can get food and drink, for example, and where you can listen to some gossip and meet people who can provide some information relevant for your quests, and so on. Let's check the upper part of the town. As you can see here, we have a completely different town wall here, and different guard towers compared to the first town, which are mainly made of bricks. Here's another backyard. But now let's resume to the main street and check the other side of the street. Alright. And at the end of the street you can see the church of this town, which is considerably smaller compared to the cathedral of the first town. But as we will see in just a moment, this church compound has a much more impressive graveyard. Alright. I love how these graveyards are completely overgrown with all kinds of plants and weeds. And here on some gravestones we have some Latin aphorisms. And also watch the trees, which I improved in the meantime. I think they look much more voluminous now. More aphorisms. Here as well. Well, alright, that's basically it for today. Thank you for taking part in a sightseeing tour through the two towns. My original plan actually was to build at least 3 towns, maybe even 4, but I think these 2 may be enough. Because, you know, we will have much more locations on this map. A few of them will be shown in the next video, such as a couple of castles and estates. So I hope to see you on the next part as well. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.